When life falls apart, it may be falling into place. A man runs through the forest, chased by a tiger. Desperate, he leaps into an old dry well, only to find a poisonous snake coiled at the bottom. As he falls, he grabs onto a root jutting from the wall. Above him, the tiger growls. Below, the snake waits. Then two mice, one black, one white, appear and begin gnawing at the root. Hanging between life and death, the man realizes he has nowhere to go and nothing left to hold on to. This story mirrors moments in our lives when everything feels hopeless. We run from one problem only to collide with another, believing fate has turned against us. Our sense of safety shatters and life seems to fall apart completely. Like the man clinging to the root, we feel trapped between fear and despair, wondering if there's any escape. Yet Buddhism teaches that everything changes. Night turns into day, storms clear, and misfortune can become a hidden blessing. Life is not static. It constantly shifts and transforms. The man cannot control the tiger or the snake, but he can control his perception. It's not circumstances that create suffering, but the way we see them. Perhaps what feels like life collapsing is actually life rearranging itself for something greater. Most people are ruled by what the Buddha called the 8 worldly winds: pleasure and pain, gain and loss, praise and blame, fame and disgrace. When things go well, we're happy. When they don't, we despair. But true freedom lies in detaching our peace from these passing conditions. The man in the well understands this. Instead of panicking, he observes calmly. Suddenly, he notices sweet honey dripping from a beehive above and smiles as he tastes it. In that moment of danger, he still finds joy, proof that peace can exist even in chaos. Through his Buddhist practice, the man has learned the truth of impermanence. Everything passes. Both joy and sorrow are temporary. He recalls the story of a wise king who received a ring engraved with the words, "This too shall pass." The message reminded him to stay humble in good times and patient in bad ones. In the same way, the man in the well trusts that his situation too will change, because change is the only constant in life. And indeed, it does. The tiger, leaning too far over the edge, suddenly slips and falls into the well, crushing the snake below. The man, unharmed, climbs out and survives. What seemed like certain death becomes salvation. The lesson is clear. When life appears to fall apart, it may actually be falling into place. Hope often arrives quietly in ways we could never predict. We cannot control everything that happens, but we can control how we respond. Pain is inevitable, yet suffering is optional. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "Don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do." Like the man in the well, we can still find sweetness in the present moment, even while danger surrounds us. True peace comes not from changing our situation, but from changing our relationship to it. No matter how carefully we plan, life rarely unfolds the way we expect. But peace is found not through control, but through acceptance. Pain visits everyone, but resisting it only deepens our suffering. Gratitude, awareness, and presence free us from the chaos around us. Even in darkness, there is beauty to be found if we have the courage to look. The more we try to control life, the more it slips from our grasp. Like sailors adjusting their sails to shifting winds, we must learn to flow with change. When we stop fighting reality, we discover calm. Pain may still exist, but peace arises when we accept it fully. So when everything feels like it's falling apart, perhaps it's actually aligning in ways we can't yet see. Every struggle, loss, or delay can lead to something better. The man in the well didn't escape by fighting, he survived by trusting. His calmness became his strength, and life's unpredictability became his ally. In every hardship, we have a choice, to resist or to awaken. Acceptance is not surrender, it's clarity. Even surrounded by fear, we can still taste life's sweetness. Freedom begins the moment we stop depending on circumstances for happiness. The story reminds us that pain is part of existence, but how we meet it defines us. In stillness and acceptance, we discover that change is always at work, quietly transforming our path. What feels like the end may simply be life rearranging itself for a new beginning. Even in despair, something unseen is moving in our favor. The man's rescue came not through effort, but through trust. Likewise, our peace emerges when we stop resisting and start allowing. Pain is real, but every challenge carries a hidden lesson, guiding us toward awareness, strength, and inner freedom. Ultimately, life never truly falls apart, it simply shifts shape. The man in the well teaches us that peace comes from acceptance, not control. When we stop struggling against what is and learn to trust life's flow, what once seemed like an ending becomes a doorway to renewal. Lesson: we cannot escape the uncertainty of life, but we can learn to meet it with calm. When everything seems to crumble, it may not be destruction, it may be transformation. Like the man tasting honey while danger looms, we can still find sweetness in the moment. Life is not against us, it is guiding us. When we stop resisting and trust its flow, we see that what once felt like falling apart was, in truth, life quietly falling into place.